Fisherman catches monster 47-pound Chinook salmon on the Smith River.
So the guy who caught the fish name's Hank Motz. He was with local guide Shad Hopper, and they're on the Smith River. 47-pound Chinook salmon, monster fish. Really cool photos on our website, or you can check them out on social media. What's most interesting about this is most people think that Chinook salmon fishing is prohibited across the state, right? The Smith River, to my knowledge, is the only place. There might be other places you can fish for salmon, but the Smith River, to my knowledge, is the only one. And, you know, it's fall. We know the fall Chinook salmon run is epic in Northern California. I mean, just because they're not fishing for them doesn't mean they're not swimming up the Sacramento River right now, you know? But it's something we used to see a lot, these giant photos of these giant fish. God knows we used to put them up on our website all the time. So it's kind of shocking to see this photo of something that we just don't see anymore. But the Smith is unique because there are no dams. So that's why the Chinook salmon run has continued to flourish, and that's why you can still fish there.
Yeah, that fish was an absolute toad. I mean, shout out to those two guys. What a retired guide and a current guide. It's those kind of guys that are going to get a catch like that. Thing was an absolute toad, absolute lunker. I mean, it's cool to see real big lands of a Chinook.
Yeah, I actually, you know, Bob and I went and caught monster salmon on the Sacramento River. That was in COVID, wasn't it? Like 4 years ago, maybe. With Mike Rasmussen. Mike has actually been guiding on the Smith River. You know, a lot of these fishing guides, especially people that are specialized in these Chinook salmon, they have nowhere to go. You know, their business is hurting. I mean, Mike used to be able to guide basically from Red Bluff to Calusa, you know, and he could get people coming in from Redding. He could get people coming in from the Bay Area or Sacramento. Now it's the Smith River, which if you know the Smith, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Like for us, that'd be a 5-6 hour drive. So he actually shot me a text and invited me out there, but we don't have time to go up there and spend a day shooting a video, although sometime I would love to. But there still is salmon fishing in Northern California. It's just very, very rare.
Yeah, when we went fishing that one day, easily, I mean, the two fish that I caught and landed were probably 3 times bigger than the second biggest fishes that I've ever caught in my entire life. I mean, the fight that these things had in them, the strength is just, they're monsters. But yeah, there's just limited places to do it. But if you can find a way to do it legally, get a guide, go out there. You're going to have a hell of a good day.
Yeah, when we did it on the Sacramento River, we each got our limit, which is 2 each. And I think between the 4 of those fish, it added up to 90 to 100 pounds of fish.
So much meat.
Just within 4. And they cut up all the meat, and we put the carcasses back. So let me explain something, because actually I got questions about this photo that we shared on social. Someone said, "Oh, I can't stand when they don't catch and release, and I can't stand to see these fish dead and all that." So let me explain Chinook salmon fishing to you and the salmon runs. So these fish have already spawned, right? They are at their spawning ground. They spawn, and then they sit there waiting to die. That's what salmon do. They spawn, and then they die. That's their entire life's journey. Go out to the ocean, get big, come back, spawn, die.
They don't even eat when they're coming back.
They don't even eat when they're coming back, and they don't eat at, like, when you're fishing for them, you're basically trying to start a fight with them,
That's
right?
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, because they're not going to eat anything.
You just got to annoy them until you piss them off enough.
And they bite you, yeah. So these fish are about to die, and so you catch them after they spawn, so you're not messing with the spawning process. You cut out their meat, you're able to eat their meat, and then you put the carcass back in the river to provide nutrients for the river. So it's a very humane and sustainable process. And I wish that the salmon runs were good enough that we could continue to do this on other rivers, but unfortunately, we've had issues with salmon runs diminishing, and So anyway, good job by these guys. Awesome fish. Hopefully we could see a few more of these going into the winter season.